For 6 years, they were America's golden teenagers. Dawson's Creek, the show that defined late 90s television. 4 best friends navigating love, loss, and growing up in a small coastal town. The theme song, The Creek, the perfect lives we all wanted, and we assumed the cast was set for life. $1 million contracts, streaming deals, eternal royalty checks. But while Katie Holmes became a fashion icon and Michelle Williams earned Oscar nominations, the man at the center of it all, James Van Der Beek, Dawson Leary himself, was fighting a secret battle, and 2 days ago, he lost. James Van Der Beek died at 48 after a battle with colorectal cancer, but the real tragedy? His family is broke. His widow and 6 children have launched a GoFundMe because medical bills drained everything. They're struggling to stay in their home. The star of Dawson's Creek died with nothing, and Hollywood let it happen.
Here's what nobody tells you about being a 90s TV star. The contracts were brutal. James Van Der Beek signed his Dawson's Creek deal when he was 20 years old. He had no agent, no lawyer who understood streaming, because streaming didn't exist yet. So when Dawson's Creek became one of the most watched shows on Netflix, when Gen Z discovered it and made it trend again in 2020, when the network made millions licensing it to platforms around the world, James got nothing. The residual structure from 90s TV contracts is medieval. Actors got paid per episode during the original run. But when shows moved to streaming, most of those deals didn't account for digital distribution. The money goes to the studio, not the star. So while Netflix profited off his face, James Van Der Beek was reportedly selling memorabilia on eBay and doing cameo videos just to cover his medical bills. And then came the cancer. Stage 3 colorectal cancer, diagnosed in August 2023. Treatment costs that spiral into hundreds of thousands of dollars, even with insurance. Experimental therapies, specialist consultations, surgeries, chemotherapy. For over a year he fought, and according to the GoFundMe, the costs of James's medical care and the extended fight against cancer have left the family out of funds. The man who was the face of a billion-dollar franchise couldn't afford to save his own life. And here's what makes this even more devastating. His co-stars escaped the curse. Michelle Williams? She hated Dawson's Creek. She's openly said she thought the dialogue was pretentious, but she used the money to fund her indie film career. She's now a 4-time Oscar nominee with a net worth in the millions. Katie Holmes married Tom Cruise, became a tabloid fixture, built a production company, she's fine. Joshua Jackson? He was actually homeless before Dawson's Creek. He crashed on James Van Der Beek's couch during auditions. The show saved him. And now he's starring in Dr. Odyssey and Karate Kid Legends. He's thriving. But James? He stayed loyal to TV. He did sitcoms. He played himself on Don't Trust the B-Bitch in Apartment 23. He took steady work instead of chasing Hollywood stardom. And that's what killed his finances. Because TV actors, especially from the 90s, don't get rich. They get famous and then they get forgotten. While the streaming platforms made billions off his show, he was raising 6 kids in Texas, working constantly, trying to provide. And when cancer came, the system failed him. This isn't just a sad story about a celebrity. This is an indictment of how Hollywood treats its workers. James Van Der Beek gave the industry 6 years of his youth. He became the face of a cultural phenomenon. He made the WB network millions of dollars. He created a character that an entire generation grew up with. And when he got sick, when he needed help, when his family was drowning in medical debt, the industry moved on. There's a GoFundMe now, set up by family friends, asking for help to keep his widow and 6 children in their home, to cover the bills, to give the kids some stability while they grieve their father. If you grew up watching Dawson's Creek, if his work meant something to you,
If you binged the show on Netflix without knowing he wasn't getting paid for it, maybe this is the time to give back. Because James Van Der Beek deserved better. He deserved residuals. He deserved healthcare that didn't bankrupt his family. He deserved to watch his kids grow up without the stress of financial ruin. But the system didn't give him any of that. So now it's on us, the fans, the people who loved the show, the generation that grew up with him. We can't bring him back, but we can make sure his family survives. Rest in peace, Dawson. You deserved so much better than this.